Hey everybody, hope you're doing well on this Wednesday morning as we continue through the book of Esther. Yesterday we started Esther 2 and 3 and we saw that the king ended up choosing Esther to be his queen, and that she was there with her relative Mordecai, and that they were actually taken out of Judah when the Babylons were captured. And yesterday we saw that she found favor with in everyone's eyes, and especially in the king's eyes. And then as we closed up yesterday, chapter 3, we learned that there was a man named Haman who was second in power, second in command, and Haman wanted Mordecai to bow down to him, and Mordecai would not bow down because Mordecai was a Jew. And so Haman made a decree that all of the Jews would be killed. And so that's where we pick up today. We're reading two more chapters today, Esther 4 and Esther 5. And where we start in Esther 4 is we see Mordecai's response to the decree that Haman made. Haman said that all the Jews are going to be killed, and on that day, and it says that Mordecai goes out and he tears his clothes, and he puts on sackcloth and ashes, and he laments. And he went out to the city, and he cried with a loud and a bitter cry. And it says that actually many Jews all across all of the lands were doing this. And so then Esther hears that Mordecai is doing this, but she doesn't know why. And so she sends someone to find out why he's crying out and why he's upset. And he tells her of Haman's plans to kill all the Jews. And then he tells her that as she is a Jew too, that even as she is the queen, that she will not be able to escape this decree because of the law. And so that's kind of what we see happening in chapter 4 is Mordecai tells Esther that even because of the favor she has in the king's eyes, even though she has that she won't be able to escape this death for all Jews. And then we pick up in Esther 5. And Esther prepares a banquet. It says she puts on her nicest clothes, and she won favor in the eyes of the king and went to the inner court of his palace. And he came to her and asked what her request was, because when someone would do this and go to the inner palace, they had a request for the king. And she said, I want you and Haman to come to this banquet tomorrow, and then I will make my request to you known. And so it says they go there. They have a great evening, and then he asked her again what was her request. And she says, if you will just come to my banquet tomorrow that I'm preparing for you and Haman, she said, then I will let you know my request. So they agree on this. She kind of puts it off two separate times, and we can kind of see where this is going and what her request is going to be, but we don't get there yet in chapter 5. Where chapter 5 actually ends is Haman sees Mordecai at the king's gate and remembers that Mordecai wouldn't bow down to him. And so some of Haman's friends tell him that he should hang him. And so Haman, actually, as chapter 5 closes, has some people make gallows so that he can hang Mordecai. And so that's where we close out today. We're just kind of seeing this story unfold and seeing God's hand kind of work through all of it as he's brought them to this place, and as he's going to use Esther to save the Jews, hopefully, from this decree. And so I hope you have a great day. I hope to see you at church tonight as we will continue our Wednesday night Bible studies and as we continue to read in the year of the Word. And so I'll see you tomorrow morning.